What is up, guys? My name is Mr. Artificial. Welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today, we are doing something really special. Before we get into it, I want to apologize because I've not been so active lately. Actually, not even lately, like a couple months now. But today, we have 3 Minecraft doors, how to build them, and what they do. 2x2 flush piston door. So that, 1x2 flush piston door. As you can see, it's a normal door size area, but when you have this primed, you see it's flush with the wall. Like, no one's gonna be able to see. I mean, obviously you would cover up these pistons, but nobody would be able to see any of this. And the moment you flick this lever, boom, you come in here, everything's nice. And then, this is the optional part. Say you just want to get some stuff, you want to go right back out, you don't need to have that lever, but then you could just add this little lever here so it closes up all behind you, so no intruders will get in through the front. Now that I've explained it, let's get into the building. For this build, it's quite simple. Obviously, you need a digging tool of some sorts, because actually, to this one, you don't need a digging tool, but obviously, you just get some sort of tool. You need exactly 6 sticky pistons, 6 redstone dust, 1 repeater, 1 lever, and any blocks of your choice. So to get going with this one, you're going to come back here and you're going to mark out a little area that you want your piston door to be. So you're going to start by placing pistons like so, and then placing pistons like so with 2 blocks in the middle. Now obviously I built this off a little bit because now it's going to go into that. But all you're going to do here is you're going to take this around like so, place blocks all on the side, like this, and then you're going to take redstone dust on the top, and you're going to have this right here, piece of redstone dust, repeater, 2 ticks, make sure that you right click that once, and you're going to take the rest of your redstone dust and put it like that. And believe it or not, that is how simple it is. That is it for the whole build. Yes, I'm sorry, it's gonna come over there, but all you gotta do is put a lever there, and it should pop out, and now you make your wall around it. That's why I suggest doing it at least. Don't, like, make it assuming where it's going to be, because it ends up messing up. And then, of course, you don't have to put your lever here. You can just wire it all the way down to here with your 2 more pieces of optional redstone dust. Place a lever there, and it works just like that. And, again, if you want to be able to close it inside, all you got to do is take 1 more lever and place it like so, and then you can close inside. Just don't have your friend mess around, because I will warn you when this one's closed and you're like, wait, I want to be on the other side, try to open it, this lever does not work because that one's hard powered. Just make sure you have some good communication for your friend for this one. Alright, so the next build is actually right behind me. As you can see, it looks kind of simple. This is one of the more medium designs because of how the mechanics work and all the observers in place. Like that one over there is simple, but this one right here is a little more medium. So if you want to check out how this is done, first of all, you start off in a 4x3 area. Well, this is the whole contraption. This whole area right here is not 4x3, but where the contraption lays is 4x3. Now, right off the bat, you see a lot of observers, but do not let that trick you. It is not that hard of a redstone contraption. Like, all there is a couple observers there, a couple observers there, 2 pistons, and then 2 observers there. You do need a lot of observers for this, but it should not be that hard in the long run. Now, obviously, when you see this, you see, wait, there's no pistons on the side, there's no pistons on this side, there's no pistons above me. It must mean that they're all below, as you can see. So what this one does is it pushes the first block up and pushes the second block up. So now this is actually flush, no side pistons. It's not like you go ahead for like this one and you see inside that there are pistons like right here. That would not be good. But over here, you can see that it all stays flush, and then on the returning, block pops out, the piston comes up as a double piston extender, takes the block back down, and for simpler terms, shall we say, pretty much when it goes up, it pushes a block up, and then the other piston pushes a block up, because that's no problem. But on the end, that block gets, this top block, gets taken down 1, and then it gets taken down 1 more, and then there's a piston right there that pulls the block over. And the other piston, the other block, goes right down to that piston where it holds it. So that's actually the whole redstone contraption in itself, and it's pretty simple. And why don't we just get right into the build? Okay, so what you're going to need for this is in this little box right here. The main items that you're going to need is 7 observers, 3 sticky pistons, 1 dropper. However, you can substitute the dropper out with any of these items right here. The rail is probably one of the most optimal of the choices, but I always use the dropper since it's really easy to craft right off the bat. Don't even need anything for the dispenser. But if you have a note block or if you have something else handy, go ahead and use that. And then you're going to need one redstone repeater, very simple right there, and only one piece of redstone dust. One lever, and again, 64 blocks of your choice. Now, before I get into this, I will tell you there is some optional stuff in order to make another door on the side. Like you see how you can come in here, you have this lever right here, and when you press that, closes up behind you, and then you can open it again. Warning, do not do this with your friends and have them flick a bunch of levers. Also, this one is very temperamental, so a lot of lever flicking, if you were to constantly put this lever back and forth, it could break, but I can show you some really simple fixes. But without further ado, let's get into the build. Okay, so if you're going to build this, like, if you want your door to be, say, like right here or something, you're gonna want to plan out an area that is flat below it. Makes it a lot easier. Now, what you're gonna do, a good redstone contraption that it's built underground, you always need a larger space that you're actually gonna need. So this area, I feel like, is a little bit bigger in some dimensions, but I'm trying to build it to the exact scale, to the exact, what is it again, 4x3? Yeah, 4x3. So I'm trying to build it to that exact scale, as you can see here. So what we're gonna do, just real quick, break down 4 blocks on each of these sides, and I'll come back to you guys when I get that done. Alrighty, so now that we have 4 blocks dug down, including this block, so you should have 3 below that if this is your marking block that you built it on. What you're going to do is you're just going to start off by placing 1 block right here in the middle and a lever. So find the middle of this. Again, there should be a middle for where you've done it, so there's 2 blocks on each side of this middle. It's 5 wide. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to, I suggest breaking the block here, come down like this, place an observer facing down so that little red dot is facing down, because that is actually the part that powers this whole thing. So this is going to power this redstone dust. Now this redstone dust, you're then going to want to place another observer with that red dot facing you again, which means that little face should be looking at this piece of redstone dust. Now what you're going to do here is place your optional block, your dropper, rail, or whatnot, any direction you choose, to be completely fair. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your next observer, and you're going to do 1 above that block, and then on that little red dot, so make sure the face is observing that one, on that little red dot, you're going to place 1 block. Now over here, you're going to come to the back of your dropper, and you're going to do another one. This little red dot, there should be like a wall here if you're building this in the closed space, but I have it bigger. This little red dot does not actually need to face into anything, so as long as you have it facing out and this one being observed, that is all nice and good. So what you're going to do now is you're going to place 2 pistons like so, and then you're going to pop over here. You're going to place 2 pistons on top of that. It should be level with this observer and that block. Then you're going to come over here, and you're actually going to be observing this whole thing. So place 1 on this block right next to this dropper and right above your 2 pistons, on any direction you choose. Actually, it does not matter if you have an equal starting point. And you're going to place 1 of these observer like that with the little red thing there, and then a block of your choice. On that block of your choice, you're going to place 1 piece of redstone dust. So again, that little red knob should be powering that block, which powers this redstone, and then this redstone leads straight into here with 4 ticks. That is the most important part. It will not work if you do not do 4 ticks. So it should be 1, 2, 3 clicks from its starting position. And believe it or not, guys, we are pretty much done. All you gotta do now is, on these 2 things, place 2 observers with the observing side, observing both of these, so they're both facing down the same direction. That arrow should be facing up. And there's 2 little knobs right here. All the way on this side, you're gonna place your last sticky piston. So on the right above the redstone right there, and on the dropper all the way in that distance, and yes, that's the elevator, and place a little piston right there. Then you're going to take your next block and place it around that piston, so that piston should be going. If you were to power that, it should be able to, actually I can just show you now, it should push that out. Obviously, that was a 0 tick. I mean, that was a 1 tick because it breaks the moment you push it, but it should be right on that block. And the next thing, you're just gonna, simplest part right here, place a block right there. That's gonna be the right next to that block that you just placed, and then it all comes to filling it in. So, block of your choice, And I do recommend for these 2 blocks, those are going to be your doors. So whatever you want your door to look like, maybe you want, I'm not a builder, this is going to be kind of embarrassing. Let's say you just want some oak planks, then you're going to want to place oak planks in these 2 blocks. These are your door blocks, okay? These top 2 blocks are your door blocks. That's what's going to be facing like that. Those 2 blocks would be changed out with oak planks, like that. That's how your door is going to look if you put oak planks there. Obviously, place any block you want. It doesn't have to be oak planks. And please do not build in iron blocks. Sure, you might be rich on your server and you might have enough iron blocks, but do not build on iron blocks. This is just so you can see how many blocks there are and how it's easy to count. Now, you might be wondering, what? This is going to look so bad with all this stuff exposed. That is a downside of this build. So what you're going to have to do is obviously do not cover up that middle block. That's your door. You're just going to have to make it look somewhat natural. So obviously if you have a building, I'm assuming your wall is going to come all the way out here. So you should make your wall come here. So it will also cover up that sticky piston right there. And you place blocks over here, and then you do the same thing on the other side. And right there, you should get your door all finished. Now, when we press this, it should do what it does, but I have had experience with redstone contraptions not working on the first time. Let's see how it goes. Really old me forgot to put a piece of redstone dust here. That is the most important part, and actually, it's actually going to trigger your whole system when you do that. But yeah, if you did not, you have to put a piece of redstone dust right there. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to edit this in so it looks like it's right, so it looks like the whole thing works, but yeah, if you didn't put it there, I'm sorry to all you viewers, but now you know. And yes, now the door works perfectly every time. So obviously that looks really ugly, even if it doesn't take a builder to know that. But when you flick that lever, it should go on and off. Now, again, you're like, wait, Mr. Artificial, you had an on-off lever right here. I'm about to tell you how to do that. So what you're going to do is pop back here, and you're going to put a lever on that block right there. So right next to your door, 1 block off, and right there. So pretty much facing this wall. And it has to be on this side. That is very important, because obviously if you put it on this side, there's no redstone line that can go through there, and that'll mess up the whole machine. So it has to be on the side where there's an open gap right here, not where there's that stuff. Now, obviously, your block is right here, and we're going to do something very similar to what we did over here, since it's the same amount of blocks that works. You're going to come down 1 block, and you're going to make sure that knob is facing you. Make sure that knob is facing you, and you're going to remove that. And this time, let's put the redstone dust on top of there. And then you're going to put another piece of redstone dust right here, 1 more, and then on 2 ticks. That is also important. Now, when you do this, it's going to change. So if it ever, and then this is a problem-solving thing here. So if it ever, clogs like this, and say you want, when the lever looks that way, you want it to be there. All you gotta do is just place these 2 blocks back in. So, say when you do this again, fires up, you're like, I actually want my lever to be facing that way when I do it. Go ahead, put those 2 blocks back, so then when you flip it back this time, if that's your preference, it's going to go ahead and lock up nice and safely, and that is the whole door done. Okay, behind me is the 3rd and final door. Now this door, obviously a lot of redstone lines looking everywhere. Do not let it complicate you, okay? It's not the fastest of its type, but it's probably the most simple, and if you skipped to the point where we just did that build, all the way back there, oh, can I get it? All the way back there behind me right there. This is actually, they're just copied and pasted right into here with just a little bit more redstone. So this area that we're working with is 7x4 with glass on the side, discluding these blocks. Now, I say, again, you build this with plenty of room, and with a build like this, you should definitely build the door first and then the outer area. Like a build like that and maybe that one, you can go ahead and build that like after you've had your whole building built. But if you're gonna make a building, I suggest building this door first and then going. But I'm gonna stop babbling on. I'm gonna show you what it does. Pretty much it's a 3x3 piston door. These blocks are all gonna get filled when you press this lever, like so. And it actually fills relatively quickly. So obviously this you would substitute these outer glass areas, not that glass. Oh, not that glass. That glass is important glass. That is the good glass. But this would obviously be substituted to like a block of your choice. So obviously you could not see those pistons right there. But The good thing about this door is it's actually like really simple. It's pretty much just that one and then a little bit of simple redstone. Somewhat hard to file. The dimensions are a little bit weird, but I'm sure all of you guys will keep up. And without further ado, let's get right into the build. Okay guys, so what you're going to need for this build to make this 3x3 door is the following materials. You're going to need 7 observers, just like last time. This time 10 sticky pistons. Then you're going to need your dropper, or as you can see below me, these other items of choice, and these 2 are the optional items for the switch elevator on the other side. Now you're going to take another redstone repeater, again, and this time 30 redstone dust. I'm sure it's not hard to get. It should be like 10 minutes. It should be 1 vein of stuff. And then a lever to activate it, of course. And then 32 glass. To get on with this build, like I said, you're going to have to clear out an area. Obviously, my area is a little bit bigger, I'm pretty sure. But you're just going to clear out an area, again, 4 blocks deep. Right, so we got our area cleared out, and I believe, I keep on forgetting, yes, 7x4. Obviously, I cleaned out a bigger area, and do not listen to those, because I don't know how good my math is. Just, you want to clear out a relatively big area, and again, if you do not, because those are not actually to scale, you might want to build the door first and then the area around it. But without further ado, let's get the base in. Oh, I forgot to add 64 blocks of your choice, or just a lot of blocks of your choice, for that matter. So what you're going to do, kind of like this one, actually exactly like this one, place a block, and you're going to do the whole setup right there. You're just going to pretty much copy that. So if you guys already know how to copy that, I'm not going to bother on. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this part slightly faster because you guys might already know how to do it. But if you don't, I'm going to still try to keep all the stuff going for you. So lever on top there with piece of redstone dust. Also, if you did not watch that video, I recommend doing it before here. It will make things a lot easier on you. Measurements, if you did the measurements right, there should be 1 block of space there. That is good if there's 1 block of space. So again, now you're going to take finally 2 observers facing up like that, and you're going to take a sticky piston like that with your with blocks that you want to be as your door. So this is going to be part of, these 2 blocks are going to be part of your door. I'm just going to use iron, but you can use anything that you want your door to look like. So if you want your door to be all sandstone, put sandstone there along with the other 2 places. So the best thing to go about these doors, obviously you could check if this whole contraption works, and yes it does. Check. And the best thing about this contraption is now it is pretty modular. So what you're going to do is, before you do anything, you're going to put these in the upright position. This is probably the easiest way to make these doors. And then you're going to put 2 blocks on this side, like this, and you're going to put 2 blocks on this side. So these are the blocks that I need to be able to pull and contract. So you're going to want to put 1 block away from here, like this. 2 pistons, they should be on the outer side of your circle, like right about here. 2 pistons like that. If your blocks are here, put 2 pistons like that. So over top of this first piston, 2 like that. And when they're retracted, they should look like that. Now, but keep this position so you know where to put all your stuff. However, you're going to mock that same exact thing on this side, and you're going to place 2 pistons like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to come up to the top and you're going to lay out your top block. So now, believe it or not, this is your whole door. So before you do anything, I suggest laying out your little door here. Again, out of any block you want. Say you want a little pattern, let's say. You want a little pattern of these mixed in. You can do that. That is completely fine. And obviously it's not going to look as good, but because sandstone is like the worst building material. Anybody that says differently can come pick a fight with me. Anyway, what you're going to do with this is you're going to take 2 more blocks up like this, and then you go, actually 1 more block up, and you're going to want to place 3 pistons facing down on to these blocks. So in this position, it'll look like that, and then you're going to have 1 block in between, again, 1 block in between, 1 block in between, and then your pistons, pistons, pistons. So now, if these were to retract, you would see that all these 2 blocks would get sucked up by those, these 2 blocks would get sucked up by those, these 2 blocks would get sucked up, and these 3 blocks would get sucked up. And now it just comes down to the fact of, let me check this build real quick to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So what you're going to do now is come over here. Also, you might want to, actually, no, that's fine to keep on. You're going to do 2 blocks like this, and that is going to mess some stuff up. Don't worry about that. If it ends up looking bad, we can fix it. So then we're going to do like something like that, and then you're going to have little glass spirals coming up like this. So, like so. Because, believe it or not, redstone can actually go through these glass spirals. And you're just going to keep on pillaring up with this glass until you reach this point. Now that is not where you're going to stop. You might think, oh, all those pistons are powered. Great, let's stop there. No, you're going to keep on going, like so, all the way until you reach like right here. Now what you're going to do right here is you're going to take some glass or solid blocks, does not matter. This one has, this, cannot speak. You're going to put glass on this block, so it's one above there. So you're going to keep on with that pattern, but then up here you're going to step up, so then your final glass block should be in line with these. And then you're going to do one more glass block, and then these right here, that can be glass for now, so you're going to do a little turn, so then you're actually exactly 1 block away from this block, and that block, or that piston. Then you're going to put 3 across right here, and then you're going to take this redstone dust all the way back up here and across, and nice and good. Now actually I suggest, because for this part you don't want to get everything messed up, just break that line for now, and then we'll come back to that in 1 second, because this actually does a little update. And then after you're placing those 3 blocks, so you come, so this little middle redstone right here, you come 1, 2, 3 out, and then you're going to place a glass block to the left of that. And then you're going to take the rest of your redstone dust, which you should just have enough for. Boom, 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 boom. Every glass block gets redstone dust. Every single one. Not counting out anything. And believe it or not, that is done with the build. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to kind of, fill in these blocks. Right here, you're going to want a little wall, because you're going to want to be able to kind of conceal this this redstone build a little bit, so you're just going to want to build up the wall to your desire so that nobody can see anything. Now, believe it or not, we're done. We are done now, but the rest is optional bits, and I will get into that in 1 second. But we're just going to see if this works. You should click it, everything should fall out, and then you should be able to walk right in, obviously. Any missing blocks and holes, go ahead, just fill those in, because those are okay to be filled in. And you'll obviously have these decals, so I suggest not doing stuff like that. Make it all fit in good. And then you can go ahead, patch up this side, and it'll be like one great tunnel of 3x3 door. And then flick it back, should all come into place. Now we're going to go up to the optional bit. So for the optional bit, again, it's very similar to this build right here, because it's actually just the closing sequence of everything, which is pretty much just that lever and the same exact thing. So what you're going to do for the optional bit is a lever, redstone dust, and forgot to add it, a repeater. And you're going to come around here to the back of your build. Again, you have to go exactly 1 block over to put it off to the side, and then you can go ahead. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. And if you put that off to the side, here's what it should look like. Should be able to put a zero there. But if you put it off to the side, you are going to need a repeater. So if you don't have a repeater active and you're okay with your build looking kind of bad-ish, yeah, you can go ahead and get a repeater. So place your repeater here. Sorry about that, guys. So actually what you're going to need is, instead of a 1 repeater with 2 ticks, you're going to need 2 repeaters with 1 tick. Sorry about that. I got that mixed up from the other one. I forgot a little bit of how the mechanics worked. Yeah, it's not good for the person who actually built this design. And yes, let me add right now, all these designs are original. Okay? You might be able to find, oh, look, they're kind of close to yours. But guess what you just said? You just said close. So it's not actually the real design. I mean, oh god. This is not actually anywhere on YouTube either. This is a new design of sorts. But yeah, if you have those 2 repeaters, should be good, and this should finally close it behind you, like it should. Also, that block got replaced. No one's going to talk about how that happened. I'm not going to talk about how that happened. And what I want to talk about, though, is something very important. So, what I was wanting to say is, I have gotten, like, my first video that blew up That was absolutely insane. I thank you guys so much. 20,000, 73 views to 20,000 views. That is like a number I would never even expect. And I feel like I took that so lightly. Like I didn't even do anything to celebrate that. But I really appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate you guys helping out the channel. So if you like this video, go ahead, leave it a like. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comments. If you also, I'm taking video suggestions right now. Any like Redstone machine or just any video game you want me to play, I will see your comments because I read all of them. I swear, don't got many, but I read all of them. And I will look at your comments, and I'll try to implement them in another video. So if you say, hey, build this redstone machine, I'll build it. And if you say, hey, play this game, if you say, hey, build this redstone machine, I'll build it. If you say, hey, build that redstone machine, I'll build it. If you say, hey, build this game, play this game, I'll do it, man. I'm really open to suggestions right now since my YouTube channel is very, how do you say, not focused on a certain, I mean, obviously it's focused on gaming, but you don't have to suggest gaming. You can suggest I go find some friends and some source of entertainment that's not on my computer. I go find some real friends. But yeah, without further ado, I like saying that a lot. This has been another Mr. Artificial, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, go ahead, leave it a like, and comment, subscribe, help out the channel. You know the deal. And without further ado, peace.